Hey, it's Jimmy here from the AI Strategy Lab. You may have seen my recent video where I was reviewing the N8N Wizard workflow building tool where I walked you through how you're able to create workflows in seconds using AI. Then shortly after recording that, I stumbled upon N8N's new Build with AI beta feature, which we're going to review in this video. I'm going to walk you through 3 workflows. We're going to do an easy one, a medium one, and kind of an advanced one so you can see it in action. And at the end, I'm going to share my overall opinions on it as well as some things that surprised me. So now we're going to get into this. So on your canvas on N8N, you may notice this new Build with AI button here. And when you click this, it's going to open up this N8N AI beta builder tool over here on the right hand side of your canvas. So what we're going to do is we're just going to build some workflows. I got a few of them I've sort of prepped up already that we'll paste into the thing here, and we'll see how this works. So the first one we'll do an easy one. It says, I need something simple that sends me the weather forecast to my email every morning at 7 a.m. so I know what to wear that day. So let's send that through and see what it does. So first thing it does is it kind of starts off, it says it's thinking, it's categorizing the prompt, getting best practices, searching the nodes. So it seems it's got some kind of database or something it's reviewing to get this information, getting the node details, see what else it's going to do here. There it goes. So it kind of puts the nodes on the canvas first, and then it organizes them in such a way. So it looks like it's still working, checking everything. We'll see what the output looks like here. All right, updating get weather forecast node parameters. Okay, so it looks like it made some configuration inside the get weather forecast piece here. It's updating the send weather email node parameters. So now it's working on updating the parameters inside of the send weather email Gmail here, validating the workflow. So it looks like it has a QA process that it's validating it. All right, so it's finished up. It walks you through how to set it up. So that's pretty cool. So in the workflow configuration node, you've got this information, location, your city name, email recipient, your email address where you want to send the forecast. So it's kind of walking you through this configuration node here. So this is cool. So it's setting a variable here that's location, and then you can put in your information. Let's open up the weather forecast one, and let's see, it's going to WTTR to IN, and then it looks like it's using the workflow configuration variables there to set it up, and then the email one, yeah, so pretty cool. Looks like it worked pretty good. Now it says complete these steps before executing your workflow in the bottom here. So what they do here is you can click these and it will basically just open up this step. Once you complete these steps, it'll actually check them off, which is kind of cool. So let's just put location, I'm in Florida, and then Jimmy at example.com. Okay, so yeah, once that's done, it looks like it's all set. So here, from here, you can actually, you know, add things to it as well. So if I want to add, let's just try something. Error handling, add error handling on the Gmail node. So it will log an error in Google Sheets when one occurs. Let's see what it does there. Hey guys, quick interruption because I wanted to show you this really cool tool called the N8N Wizard that is basically vibe coding for N8N workflows. And if you like doing workflows by hand, by step, this is not for you. You can just move on. This tool called N8N Wizard is a tool that transforms your ideas into N8N workflow using plain text. The first thing I'm going to generate is I'm going to say we have an Airtable for support tickets and stuff. It's pending forever. We need something that emails the person assigned. If it's been 48 plus hours, people are falling through the cracks. All right, as you can see, it has output here in the all familiar canvas of N8N. If you've got clients you're working with, or you build workflows for yourself, or for whatever reason, maybe you're in a business, this can save you tons of time, as I've been using this quite a bit here, and it generates them very, very well.
So if you want to speed up your N8N workflow building like I do, check it out at n8nwizard.ai. Now back to the video.
All right, looks like it has finished up here, and interestingly, it didn't necessarily connect them to anything, but let me go ahead and see what's going on here. So yeah, it's looking for document ID and whatnot. It looks like once I do this, it's going to, once I fill in these values here, it's going to go ahead and connect it. I've done something similar to this before, so I know that's what will happen next. Let's try something a little bit more complicated. So we're going to start a new workflow. Start with build with AI. and I'll paste this one that's a little bit more complicated. So we get customer feedback through our website form, and when someone gives us a bad rating, it just sits in the spreadsheet. Can you make it send a notification to our Slack channel immediately when somebody's unhappy and use AI to figure out what they're upset about? We still need everything logged in Google Sheets for our records. All right, so let's run that one and let's see what we come up with. All right, looks like this is finished up, and there's quite a bit of configuration on this one, but let's just kind of go through this and see what all has happened here. So we've got a new feedback is submitted, so it looks like it's looking into a Google Sheets account for the trigger, and then there's a workflow configuration node here. So one thing I've noticed about this is it typically will do these configuration nodes, which is really interesting. It'll always kind of start off with one of those things, and then it's going to check if it's a bad rating. It's got some conditions here, and that's that. And then let's take a look at this. So this is the AI piece here. So extract sentiment issues, main issue. So pretty cool. And then it's going to the Slack node. So it's doing everything that I asked it to do. It's created a nice message text with some emoji here, and logging it to the Google Sheet as asked. So that looks like it's pretty good. So let's actually just make a little change to this and see what happens. So I want to use open router and model GPT-5 instead of Anthropic chat model. Let's send that through and see what happens. All right, it has finished up and looks like it has done it flawlessly. That's great. So it connected the open router chat model GPT-5 as requested. So that's perfect. Okay, so let's do our last one here before we wrap up. And this is a more complicated workflow. So we're going to create a new one, build with AI, and I'll just paste all this in here. So let's read through it so you can hear how involved this one is. I want to build a complete lead qualification system. When someone fills out our contact form, it should trigger the workflow. First, validate their email would never bounce. Then use AI to analyze their message and score them as hot, warm, or cold lead based on intent and budget signals. For hot leads, oops, I scrolled past it. For hot leads, immediately create a deal in Pipedrive, send them a personalized email using their company details. For warm leads, add them to a nurture sequence and instantly and log them in Google Sheets. Cold leads should just go to Sheets with a note. I also needed to enrich the lead data using a company website and LinkedIn with Apify to get employee count, industry, and recent news, and then add all that context to the CRM record. If anything fails at any step, send me an error notification so I can manually handle it. The goal is zero manual work unless something breaks. All right, let's see how this works here. This is a very complicated one. And I have been putting the video out here when it's doing the work, but for this one, I'm just gonna let it run so you can see. So again, it's going through categorizing the prompt, getting best practices, searching nodes. It looks like it's found all the nodes at once. Getting node details has been completed. What's next? Here's where it's thinking a lot. All right, this is taking forever. There it goes. So it's lined it all up on the canvas vertically. Interesting approach. There are a lot of nodes here. Right, it's organized them. See some off to the edge over here. Not sure why those are over there. It says it connected the nodes, but I see some off to the left here, so I'm not sure why it didn't connect them. It's add to instantly nurture sequence. It looks like that's what those are. It's still working. Probably going through and doing the configuration pieces now and trying to figure out what it needs to configure. So as you can see, this takes a while, but if you think about it, it really doesn't. This is really a time saver. It's pretty huge, really cool feature that N8N has put out here. Very impressed with it. It says updating sent error notifications. Yeah, so it's doing all of the node parameter configuration inside there. Okay, looks like it connected those ones. Wow, so this is a great workflow. Or somebody could use this. All right, wow. So lots of configuration going on the right-hand side there. But let's take a quick look at this. Contact form submission, workflow configuration. Here's our never bounce. Store all form submissions. Check for valid emails. AI lead scorer. All right. This looks great. So it pretty much nailed everything that I was looking for it to do there. And I'm going to share a couple things that I really liked about this. And again, like I said, there's some things I didn't like and some surprises also that I kind of came up with. But first off, I enjoyed watching it build a workflow in steps and putting it on the canvas like that. I thought that was really fun to see that. And you can kind of just makes you part of the process. They also give you a generous amount of credits per month with their plans. Against 50 on the lowest end plan and 150 on the plan above that. So that's a pretty generous amount of credits. They don't roll over, however. But a couple things I didn't like during my testing earlier. I hit this token limit that was like 200,000 tokens, and it kind of caused some problems. I also saw some bugs in the UI where, as you're trying to move around the configuration screens, it caused some problems. One big surprise I had though was the lack of versioning that N8N has. So I can't go back from what I can see and actually, change things or undo something that has been done already. So that was a big problem for me. So if you like stuff like this, I also did a video called the N8N Wizard. It's a tool very similar to this, and I would encourage you all to check it out as well. It does something similar. It's separate from N8N, but it's a great tool as well if you like vibe coding your N8N workflows. Again, thanks again for your time on this tutorial, and I hope that you end up making your workflows from scratch no more. Take care.